My project is actually about, I'm the chief product owner. I'm the lead product owner for transforming the channels of Converge for customer experience. So it's very broad, no? So I didn't choose that because it's one of my responsibility as the lead product owner, and also one of the responsibility of my department for customer product development, meaning it's more of process improvement plus project management. And on that part, we're having a lot of problems when it comes to um, balancing the requirement of internal stakeholders plus how are we going to support our customers. So because when it comes to requirements gathering, it's really silos. We're talking to the departments per department because they're really like, that's the culture before. So the challenge and why I choose that project is because I know that that will really be the need, the urgent need for me to focus on. So I'm like implementing what I learned in design sprint into and injecting it to my plans this year. Because we're going to have that project implemented nationwide. If we implemented it in the mobile app and the web app and the digital channels that we are now monitoring, and the transformation that we're working with 17 departments plus partners. So one of the roadblocks is number one, the scope. Number two is the how am I going to have the buy-ins of the 17 departments to go through design sprint, right? So number three is the time availability of the people, plus the time availability of the approval process and the approvers that I need for that approval process for me to proceed with the design sprint. So that's the roadblocks, but I'm very how I did the mitigation when it comes to that. I talk to the management. I talk to they're very supportive because they know that this will help a lot. So when I had the yes of the C levels and the executive committee, ang bilis na ng buy-ins ng 17 departments because I already got the support of their bosses. That's one of the major roadblocks. But of course, I also have one roadblock, which is the culture like, why do we need to do this? We already know our requirement. Why do we need design sprint? What is design sprint? So meaning the availability of information. So I mitigate that by sending also teasers to the customers. What is in it for them to be involved on design sprint, and really changing the culture of what's in it for me, but what's in it for me and for the customers. So we're in the middle of changing the culture of Converge employees from what's in it for me as an internal employee, and how am I going to put as another role that I need to take care of our customers. So I injected design sprint on that, making sure that they are also excited to do this. So that's one of the roadblocks that I actually it's the one of the hardest. But I think one of the things that I did to resolve that is really the buy-ins of their bosses. They tend to follow what their bosses will say. So dun ko siya yung muna top to bottom kami yung strategy namin when it comes to this. Number one, I attended this workshop as excited I am now that I'm implementing my project. So I'm always excited. So always be excited to do things, because number one, that will really give you the main focus to do what you are required to do, because this is actually one of the responsibilities that I have to Converge. So it helps the excitement. Now, when I think it's you or Rex who told me, who asked me, ano yung feel ko of doing the Six Sigma PhD Design Sprint. I'm excited And now that I already have the outcome of the design sprint, I'm still excited because I want to implement it properly. So number two is to be involved as much as you can on the activities on the design sprint, because that will really make you prepared once that you will be the one to be the facilitator for design sprint. Number three, if you're going to do the design sprint workshop, make sure that you are that you listen to the modules or listen to Arthur and make sure that um, you will have the purpose to facilitate it on your facilitate it on your role, or make sure that you will be implementing it. It's not only on the training side. Um, the the big purpose that I actually want to make sure that if you're going to be trained, to make sure that you apply it on your role. Okay, so number four is really to make sure that as a design sprint ngayon na I'm certified as the certified service innovator. The one of the major tip that I want to tell them is pay it forward, because when it comes to doing improvements, what I want to tell them is, as a facilitator, make sure that those attendees that you will have the common goal. And they, as a facilitator, that's your responsibility, that all the attendees that you have will understand why are we doing design sprint. So for Converge, I did this and I actually, I don't want to brag, but after the design sprint, when you see the feedback that I had, they are really, it transformed how we work together when it comes to the expert, because right now they are not only thinking about their requirement, they're also thinking about how our customer will react or how our customer will use the digital channels that we use design sprint to come up with the final goals and prototype. So I think that's my tip. Always stick with the goal.